well, we're still spinning. That camera's weird. Let's move the camera.
Yeah, get yourself in it more.
Is that better? No? Better? Not better?
We're live!
That took a minute. Like, you're right in the middle. Okay, we're
I know,
scooting.
I don't like that. Here.
Scooting. It's still weird. It's a little better.
Yeah, that's better.
A little better. Okay, guys, we have a new camera. You can tell we have a new camera.
Whee!
But last week, I threw y'all on the floor.
Oh, great.
This week is better. Did you see last week? My camera went boom.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We are good.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Why
I don't know where to look. Are we supposed to look
I don't know where to. Okay, the camera's there. How about we just ignore the camera?
Because when we look at ourselves, we're looking too low.
It's weird. So we have to look up. I say,
Technical difficulties.
You look up, and I'm going to look and see what you look like. Look at the camera. That's better. So you need to look at the camera.
Yeah.
We're just going to force some booze. Happy Wednesday, guys. I'm Joannie Bates with Keller Williams. And this is my girl,
Blakely with Certainty Home Loans. I have been on here once before, and we had some great topics that we discussed and lots of questions afterwards. So we are hoping for the same thing. We're going to go over a couple of different topics. So if you have questions, let us know. And then my information will be shared afterwards, so you can call me, text me.
I'm going to have to get real close. There we go.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's perfect.
Do you want this chair?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
It's midweek. It's been a busy week. It's been a good real estate week.
Yeah, we may do this whole bottle tonight because it's
I
been
think
a
we
long
might. It has
week.
been a little bit of a long week. But it's all good. It is all good. Okay. What I wanted to talk about tonight, specifically, since my sweet girl Blakely's here, is I'm going to be talking to mama hearts right now. Your mama hearts who have your 25-year-old in your house still, it happens. It's okay. But that child, adult child, is getting ready to launch. And like I have two right now who are doing that. And they're looking at, let's get an apartment. Let's do this. Let's do that. Pause, mama. Pause. They can buy. Like, the amount of money that they're going to spend and their security deposit and rent and then all the stuff that goes on with just the cost of rentals right now, there's really no reason why your sweet adult babies shouldn't be trying to get into a home. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have dealt with, we were just talking about it before we got started, many clients who did not realize that they would be able to buy, so they're reaching out to Joannie looking for rentals, and Joannie always steers them to the lender. Just try to get approved, see what you can do. If you can't, we're at least creating a path for you to follow, so you know how much you need to save, what the monthly payments are going to look like, cash to close, all of that good stuff. And we've transitioned a lot of people that planned on renting into buying, and then they've referred friends just because they're shocked because they don't understand what goes into buying versus renting. And I would say 9 times out of 10, the payment is lower buying than it is what they're going to spend to rent and just be throwing that money away.
And literally, and what I think is interesting is a lot of, I'm going to say kids, they're not kids, but grown-ass adults. But there's a misconception of, I'm going to need 20% down, so I need to save thousands upon thousands of dollars in order to have a down payment, in order to be able to get into a house. That is just not true. It really isn't. I mean, we can speak to that about some folks that we were just working with. We have one who's 20. He bought his own house at 20.
Yeah, so we have, most people who haven't bought, even if they bought 10 years ago, they think that the required down payment is 20%, which is a significant amount. A lot of people don't have 20%, especially in the COVID craziness that we've dealt with. So we have multiple different programs where they could do as little as 3%. There are also down payment assistance programs, which in this crazy competitive market, that's kind of a tough route to take, is to try to do a down payment assistance program, especially when you're up against other strong conventional offers. But there's FHA where they only have to put 3.5% down. There's conventional where they only have to put 3% down. And then they're able to get a gift. So if a family member or you as a parent, whoever's willing to gift them money.
The gift to get them out of your house. I'm sorry, but
Cheers.
give them $5,000. See ya.
So yeah, I mean, and it works out if you can get some kind of seller contribution, which would cover the closing costs, and then you're willing to give them, they may have some on their own, the funds for the down payment, the transaction really ends up being a lot less than what it would be to put down a security deposit and then pay that monthly rent. And
Absolutely.
then they're gaining equity in the home and they're owning something rather than paying a landlord to rent.
Yes, and then they absolutely build that equity, they build that experience, that adulting. And what a lot of folks are doing is they're going in and buying the house. They might need a cosigner, they might need a parent to cosign, but then they're renting the rooms out to their buddies. So they're actually not really even paying the mortgage. So I mean, it's the ideal situation.
Yeah,
for-
we know of a bunch of people that are doing. They'll make sure that the house has, you know, enough bathrooms and enough space for their college friends, you know, right out of college to be moving in. And then with what they charge for rent, it's still cheaper than what their friends would be paying to rent, but it covers their mortgage completely.
Yeah.
So they're not paying the mortgage at all, which is incredible.
It is incredible. It's when, I mean, I think it's something that as parents, we kind of go back to our old school of, okay, you go to college and you go and rent something, and then eventually you buy. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's really a great idea to talk to Blakely, call myself, have a conversation. We usually do a group text and we all talk together, and we create little teams, and we just work it out to see if it's possible. Because wouldn't it be awesome for your kid to be able to step into an ownership situation? And even if the kid can't qualify, you can go get it. You can get it as an investment property and put your kid in it. Think about that. And then each door, each bedroom, you can rent out to their friends too. So it's still being paid for. You're still not coming out of pocket. And you now have an investment property and your kid's in it.
And we even have some young adults, you know, you'd be shocked really at how many people rent, not just children or young kids out of college. We have tons of adults that are 40s, 50s, and they've never owned. Just because they don't understand how easy it is in order to get the process done, get pre-approved, verify everything, and then allow them to start shopping and getting a pre-approval letter. But the process takes less than 24 hours. We'll get you in whatever program allows the less cash to close. Interest rates are very low still.
Yeah,
They're
let's talk
still
about those. Where are those hidden?
they are still historically low. They are predicting, which of course we don't have any kind of crystal ball, so I'm getting all kinds of questions about where are they going to be next year? What are the rates doing? They're trickling up right now. When we say trickling up, people that were at 2.5 may now be at a 2.6, 2.7, which is still historically low.
It's a
When-
generational low. I mean, when you think about generations of folks, people use that term way too much. It's true. Generational low. Go ask somebody how much they used to pay. 11%, 8%.
Oh yeah, I just did a refinance and the lady was at a 13%. Her payment dropped $613 a month. She had a mortgage through a private mortgage lender, and she did not have great credit, which was okay, because she still was able to switch to FHA, which typically when you're doing a refinance, you wouldn't choose to switch to FHA, but with her credit, that was the best option. And her rate went from a 13% to a 2.99, and her payment was reduced by $613.
That's a whole nother house payment. I mean, that's
And
what a
even
gift.
with
What a gift.
even with the rates trickling up, they still are going to be considered historically low. We're telling people now, you know, you may be at 2.8, 3%, and they're like, wow, that's high. It's not high. It's high based off of your neighbor who may have locked 6 months ago at a 2.5,
Right.
but a 3% is
Yeah.
not high.
Not
That's
at
a
all.
great interest rate.
It really is.
Especially with, you know, the market right now. If you're shopping for higher, your payment, you know, allows your payment to be lower with a super low interest rate. And back to the rental real quick, I was going to say this for kids that are just getting out of college. We've had a lot of questions lately just with the renters that me and Jody have worked with as far as the 2 years of employment. So typically there has to always be the 2 year of employment history that we have to plug in. But if the student was in college or in school, we can get their last year or 2 years transcripts, and as long as we can prove that they're now employed, we're able to count that income. So we would just get the transcripts from whatever college they were at, which they should be able to access fairly easy, to prove that they were in school. And if they've gotten some kind of W-2 position, we're able to go off of that paperwork and use that for income. So keep that in mind, because we get that question a lot.
Do they get to include student loans as income? Like when they get a grant or anything? Like if they get money from something in a scholarship?
No.
That doesn't count? Okay.
It just helps as far as, obviously, instead of them having tons and tons of student debt, some of that would be, written off when we pull the credit. All that's not going to come through.
Got it. We have some comments. Jason says, you two just helped me get 2 young newlyweds out of the mama's basement this week. We did do that for
We
Jason.
love you, Jason.
We got
Way to
Jason's
go.
people.
Proud of you.
Congratulations. Congratulations on that killer offer you did, and you won it.
VA. Let's point that out.
Okay, let's just talk about that for a second. It was a VA in this market, and Jason Edstrom, you just.
And it was a tough price point where, that price point where a lot of people are shopping. And right now, I'm certain you've heard the industry norm is that VA and FHA are less sought after offers, which is craziness because we have the main thing is that they're government loans, and in the past there have been a lot of appraisal issues, which the appraisers have somewhat fixed the issues that were there, and now we're seeing many of FHA and VA homes that are coming in at value with no appraisal issues.
Absolutely.
So
that's like a 10-year ago problem. That's one of those problems that was so bad that people have a memory of it, and that memory has stuck. There's been a paradigm shift, and we have closed some VA stuff together on homes that were almost $1 million. So
and we would never
route.
talk people out of VA or FHA. VA for sure. VA is absolutely incredible for the veterans that are able to use that. No mortgage insurance, crazy low interest rate. It's just a huge incentive for the veteran who has served our country to be able to utilize that loan.
Exactly.
So
it's a gift that we absolutely, as agents and as loan officers, and you and I both are passionate about this. That VA does not need to be put to the bottom of any pile as far as in an offer. It is a guaranteed loan by the government for the service of our servicemen and women. It is something that should honestly be at the top of the pile because it's the right. They've earned it. So it's something we should honor and have a little bit, probably as agents, be a little more educated into exactly what we're talking about when we look at a VA. We can absolutely do better there. I'm getting a soapbox on that one.
Yeah, and honestly, if the listing agent is pricing the house accurately, there should not be any issues with the value. The appraiser's going to appraise it just like he appraises a conventional. He's going to look at the comps in that particular market, within the neighborhood, outside of the neighborhood if he needs to. And if the comps are there, then the house appraises.
Like any other house.
The only ones, and with VA, they give you an option. If it comes in short, or if they see it's coming in short, they give you an option to provide additional comps. So if you have a comp that for some reason has been missed and you provide it, then the value could be changed based off of the additional comps that are provided. But if the value's there, FHA, VA, or conventional, then the house is going to appraise.
Yeah.
It's not the appraiser's fault if it comes in short. It's the house is priced inaccurately. So.
And what's interesting is everyone talks about these VA appraisers. Guess what? They're still an appraiser. They don't just do VAs. They appraise on everything. It just happens to be that they're approved to do a VA. So it's not like you're pulling some special person. I'm not on camera. Special person.
Yeah.
To do your appraisals. But again, as an agent, you have to give your appraiser, the information that they need. Of course, they're going to pull all their stuff, and it's illegal for me to be in their face. Of course, it is.
Trying to persuade value.
You can't persuade value at all. But if you have all the comps out on the kitchen table and you have assisted them, it's awesome. They like that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm not baking them a cake and leaving it there either. But I mean,
they like that too.
They probably would like
that. Yeah. Oh, we have more comments.
And Jason says, USA!
Oh,
USA!
Jason.
Amen, Jason. Amen.
Look at my face, how it's frozen.
I know, you're frozen in quite the... That's so awesome. Okay, so let's keep talking about renting versus not renting. Let's talk about equity, and let's talk about first-time home buyers. And let's kind of talk about misconceptions. When you talk to your people and they're first-time home buyers, what is the biggest misconception people have?
I would say probably the approval process, the time frame that it gets, that it takes to get pre-approved, and then the cash to close. 99% of people are shocked when they get just a loan estimate that kind of breaks down what would be required, because they think that so much more is going to be required, throughout the transaction. A lot of people also think that when we say 3% down, 5% down, 3.5% down, that means that they have to put that down right then.
Right.
And that's our job to teach them as a lender, because we do it every day. That money is not due until the time of closing. We typically have clients wire it 24 to 48 hours prior to closing, but we have many young clients who may not have the full amount right when we try to get them approved, but if we can see their pay stubs and what they're bringing in, and we can verify, okay, our close date's on the 30th, it's, whatever, January 29th, they have a full, say the 30th of February, they have a whole month where they can get additional income. As long as we can verify that with the additional paychecks that they're going to be getting, that they're going to have enough for the transaction, we can still get them approved and move forward with the deal. So even people who are just barely getting by, or they think that they can't get approved because they don't have enough cash at hand, the lender and the agent can set it up as far as negotiation times, close date, so that the client is able to save whatever is needed in order to complete the transaction. Also, like I said, with the time frame as far as the approval, my approval is typically 24 hours or less.
She's so fast.
If I just hate, I'm an anxious person that likes answers quick, and sometimes my underwriters and processors think I'm a little impatient because I like to get stuff done. But I don't like people waiting. So if I see that someone has completed a loan application, which I get an email when that has been done, I immediately pull everything through, income, credit, and then I request the income and assets right then. As soon as I get them, I will review them same day, assuming it's not 10 o'clock at night. And then what I like to do as a lender is go over comfortable monthly payments for the client. I absolutely will always tell them their max, because everybody wants to know their max.
Absolutely.
I make this, can I go to 600? I make this, can I go to 500?
Right.
We will absolutely give you your max, but I like to figure out what the client is comfortable paying, regardless of debt to income. The debt to income may be super, super low, and it still may be too high, with what they know they want to spend. They may like to travel, they may like to eat out. So I always go over the monthly payment. And that's another misconception. A lot of people think, well, if I'm at $350, my payment's going to be way higher than what I can pay. I will estimate the payment with taxes, insurance, everything included up front. And then I let Joannie know we've discussed monthly payment. They're ready to go at $325. So then Joannie's not out wasting her time and the client's time showing them houses at $600, because that's their max. But then going under contract at that price point and then being like, holy cow, we don't want this monthly payment.
Exactly.
So as a lender, I review all of that up front so that our clients are comfortable when they do go out and shop.
Absolutely. And let's think about people who are in the situation on the opposite end. We're talking about kids getting out of their parents' house. What about the parents wanting the kids out, and so the parents downsize? So parents are like, all my kids are gone, I'm going to downsize. They can absolutely get a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 home. Why? They have ambitions to travel. They have ambitions to visit grandkids. So a $350 is perfect for them. They want to base it on that monthly payment. So even though they're approved for, up here, coming in at a reasonable price for them for their new lifestyle is important too.
Well, especially in this market, listing now, even if you don't think you have tons of equity, I'm certain that you have some amount of equity.
Absolutely.
And then being able to turn around and put that down towards a new home, as a seasoned buyer who's selling something to then purchase. I have a lot of clients who are waiting to... How do I do that? Are we good? Okay.
Ignore me.
So we have a lot of clients who, obviously with the market shortage, they are keeping their home until they know that they can go under contract on the next one. And then Joannie will list the home super quick. and then we just do a simultaneous close
Yes.
so that they can get theirs sold. They close on it at 10 o'clock. We close on the new one at 11 o'clock. The proceeds go straight to that one, and it's easy peasy, and we get it done all on the same day.
Yes.
So,
and you know what's really sad is when I'm sitting at the closing table, and we close at NRS a lot, and it's usually a party. There's champagne, people are talking, giving tidbits about the new home that they just purchased. There's no stress, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to go to closing and have something surprise you. And that's what we're really good at, is making sure that it's a positive, fun, next step in everyone's life, because that's what it's happening. You know, it's another stage, and that's important to us to make sure.
and
that
we
it's
take
smooth.
great care of our clients, not
We
tooting
do.
our own horns.
We do.
But because we were talking about this just a second ago, it doesn't feel like a job to us. We love it. It is so rewarding, especially helping the VA clients, the first time home buyers, the people who have looked and looked and looked and they haven't been able to find anything, and they've finally gotten referred to us and have connected with us, and we're the lucky ones that get to help them.
Yeah.
Like Joannie said, when you get to the table, even if it's been a roller coaster ride or if they've offered on 16 houses, that final day where they get handed their keys makes the whole transaction worth it.
Yeah. And we literally become part of the family. Like, I can remember doing deals. I don't even remember who my I bought 12 houses. I couldn't name the 12 agents that I've worked with.
Joannie loves to move.
Right? And that was my world before, not anymore. But and in my investment properties before I was an agent, I've got a couple that I'm still friends with, but it wasn't impactful. And it's important to us that we're part of your decisions. We're part of it's a big deal. We do this 24/7 and we like it. We're kind of geek out. We geek out on numbers, we geek out on the market.
We get super passionate.
We do.
We love it.
And then, but you guys, when you're out there purchasing a house, the average home buyer does this 4 times in their life. Just 4. And we do this 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. We do this all the time. And so on that note, if you're out there and you've got a sign in the yard that says for sale by owner,
Call Joannie.
bless you. Bless you, because you've got a lion heart. And then you'll call me. And then, it'll be good. You'll call Blakely because you're going to be moving to something else. Something amazing.
And we're happy for those of you that are on the fence or who aren't sure, when should I sell? When should I list? When should I buy? There's plenty of people who have, I'll say, unrealistic timelines, but then there's people who they don't realize how fast they can move and have the ability. And of course, we are not here to rush anybody or to force anybody to do something that they're not willing to. But we have many, many people who just don't realize. They don't realize how quick the process is. They don't realize how quick their house can sell once it's listed and how quick they would be able to find something else to move into. So me and Joannie all the time do buyer's consultations with renters who are looking to buy, with people that are buying for their 3rd or 4th time, with veterans, with FHA clients, with investors. And we're here to sit down and, like I said in the beginning, come up with a plan for you. Figure out, if you need $10,000 cash to close and you're not quite there, let's come up with some steps. Or if we know the credit's kind of lacking and we need the credit a little bit higher, let's see what we can do to get the score raised 47 points so that you can then qualify or get the best rate possible. So we're not only here to say, okay, you're approved or you're denied, let's move on. We're here to create a plan for you so that we can get you moving in the right direction, whether it be now or 6 months from now.
Exactly. We're in this for the long haul. We do this because we like relationships. We like people. We like to help people. We have a servant's heart. The end game is, we make money, but what's most important to us is that we're serving people. And I think that's why Blakely and I work so well together, is because that's where we meet. We meet at how do we help. And you would be really, really surprised on how many people are paralyzed by fear. They might be in a situation with their home where they might be behind, or they might have a health crisis or something, and they're like, oh, I think I might need to move. And it seems huge. It seems insurmountable. But with us as a team, and with we're practitioners. I mean, it's not what sounds corny or anything, but we really are. We really
We're
know what we're doing.
psychologists. We do
we don't charge you a copay, nothing. We just jump right in there. And that's the thing, is what seems insurmountable to you is just a Tuesday for us. I mean, we We nail it every time.
And speaking of that, Joni just has all these things that she says that point out great ideas in my head. So with the people that are currently in forbearance or have been in forbearance, they're
Behind.
not paying the mortgage, they're behind. We actually just worked with a client who owed a significant amount on their home, and they were drowning. They couldn't pay it back. Obviously, a lot of these people that couldn't pay it, then when this amount just continues to stack up, then in the end you really can't pay it, and you're underwater, and it's draining and scary. And so we had a client just recently who has not paid for the last 8 or 9 months, and what they did is they were able to list and get way more for their house than they expected. They were able to pay back what they owed at the closing table, so the portion of what they netted went towards the forbearance amount that they owed back, and then they were able to buy a brand new construction, beautiful house, and it all worked out. So if you are in that position where you're not listing or you're not wanting to sell because you don't think there's any option for you because you are behind on your mortgage, Joni can absolutely get a market analysis. Is that what you guys call it?
Yep, it's called a CMA. It's a comparative market analysis, but it will let you know where you're sitting. Numbers tell stories, and you'll be surprised at the position that you're in. What you think is always worse than your reality. So if you just get the facts, you'll be very surprised. It's
Well, and Shannon Frazier, who is
so
Joni's
good.
partner,
Shannon's awesome.
she was working with a client that was kind of in the same position, and she'd been told by other people that she couldn't sell and she couldn't list, and there was no way she could qualify.
Yep.
And I just read an additional market update a couple weeks ago, and some people are saying that these creditors are reporting these lates on the credit or against the credit. Well, that's completely illegal. If you are in forbearance and you have agreed to not pay, and you've gotten that set up with whoever your lender is, bank, whatever, they cannot hit that on your credit as a late.
It's not a ding. You are not, and that's something we're passionate about our people. And if someone's being taken advantage of, look out.
So if that is the case and you're seeing that it is reporting on your credit, that is absolutely illegal, and they are not allowed to do that. You are allowed to have forbearance. Whether there are different mortgage companies who are tacking it to the end of the loan, or it's going to be paid
There's
in a
different
lump sum.
programs that you
Absolutely. But just know that if you are in that situation, absolutely reach out to us. We hear about all of it. Nobody is judged on what situation you're in. We absolutely get it. But there are options for you if you are in that, if you feel like you need to sell and get out of it. As long as you're netting enough to be able to pay back what is owed, then you absolutely can get out of it and no longer feel like you're tied down to that property due to the forbearance.
and your sleepless nights and just the anxiety that comes with it. If you're feeling anxious about your home in any way, I know this sounds like an infomercial, but truly, if you have any anxiety, then you need to call us, because we can walk you through it and give you some plans to get out of that and to have better sleep and to make sure that you're there for your family. You don't need to go worrying about that stuff, because we can make plans for you, and just, I don't know, we kind of like it. We just like it. We like helping people.
It's great helping people.
It is. It's
So renters,
yes.
call us. If you're in forbearance, call us. If you need a comparative market analysis because you have no idea, your neighbor listed for $510 and you only bought your house for $310,
Thank you.
and you want to know what your house is worth, call Joni.
Thank you.
She can get
And
a
you know
market
what? I love
analysis.
me some numbers. I have a minor in economics, which y'all would never know that, but numbers tell a story. And when I dig into the market like I do every morning at 6:30, I know what the market's doing. I know where it's headed. I know where it's been, and I can tell you by neighborhood, like what's next. And that helps my investors too. I can tell my investors, you're gonna need to look over here because it's coming. And I can let you know what the reality is of your house, because every neighborhood, every zip code has a story. And I just geek out on it. Totally geek out.
And speaking of the market, for those of you who don't know, the conventional conforming loan limit
Yes, it
has
changed.
just increased
It has
significantly.
Yes, big deal.
So right now, the max conforming loan limit for conventional is $548,250. What that means for you that don't know is anything over that loan amount is considered a jumbo loan. And in the jumbo realm, things are a little bit different. They require reserves. Credit score has to be a little bit higher. It's a little bit trickier to get approved.
More hoops.
Yes, absolutely. The jumbo investors are more strict than just what the conventional guidelines were. So right now, we are actually able to go up to the new loan limit, which is now 625, which is a significant jump.
Significant.
So, and that's not price point. A lot of people get confused. So if you're at a $700,000 sales price and you put enough down to get under that 625, then you're no longer considered jumbo.
Exactly.
If you're over the 625 loan amount, then you will be using a jumbo loan. So super exciting news. VA follows the same guidelines as far as the price point or the loan amount. FHA has not yet announced what their loan amount is going to change to for 2022. They typically announce it a little bit later. So right now, we're still at the 412 for FHA. But for conventional, we now are able to go up to that 625, which is a huge increase.
It's a huge increase. And what she's talking about is your LTV. That's your loan to value ratio. And that basically has to do with your down payment. If you can put a down payment down to bring that loan value down, then you won't have to go into a jumbo situation. So these numbers going up is amazing.
And a lot of people, when they do go under a contract, they say, well, if I'm at 700, what do I need? Just because they don't know, obviously, what do I need to do to be under jumbo limit? I want to do a conforming loan.
Yes.
Just because typically pricing is a little bit better. Like I said, you don't have to have the reserves like you do on a jumbo loan. I will tell you, the jumbo investor that we work with a ton is cap fed, and we actually just locked in a cap fed. I think the loan balance was 777 and the interest rate was 3%. So borrowing jumbo money at 3% is absolutely crazy. So if you are interested in going that route as well, we're happy to help with jumbo, but conforming has gone up to 625. So if you're at the 625 or below, you're good for conforming.
And we're geeking out on numbers here because a lot of people think that a lot of people buy cash. That, there's so many cash people. 80% of all mortgages are mortgages. They're not cash. They go through Blakely. 80% are held by a loan officer or a mortgage. 60% of those are considered conforming loans. So think about that. 60% are conforming, which means they're sold on the secondary market. That's a lot of money. So it really pays to be with someone who's a smart person like Blakely.
And I follow the market like Joannie. So we don't, we can't lock any kind of interest rate until we actually have a bound contract. But if I think for that day, rates are released at 10 o'clock in the morning for the new market. If I think that day the rate looks a little bit higher than what we're thinking it could go down to the next day, I don't automatically lock you in to get you locked in right then. We don't get paid off interest rate, so if I can get you a 1%, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want the best deal possible for you. So me and Joannie both, as far as pricing, interest rate, sales price, your buying power, we are here to do what's best for you.
Absolutely. And it's fun. I mean, really, we geek out on this. We sit and talk about it. We're going to get off of here, and we're going to be like, hey, so did you hear about, and it's going to be all about real estate.
We're going to text, we're going to
all
call.
about mortgages.
Yeah.
We're all about it. Our people are like, really? That's what you do? Yeah, that's what we do. We like it. We like it. But I have to turn this a little bit to talk about Miss Blakely here, because part of our Wine Wednesday is to talk about our grit. Did you get that part?
I did, yeah.
So grit, and you may have noticed that everyone who comes on to my Wine Wednesday happens to be a girl boss. And I don't know, she's the queen of the girl bosses. So let's talk about
this one is
stuff. So G, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my real estate referral partners, Joannie being one of my biggest ones, honestly, one of my biggest referral sources, and my clients. If we didn't have incredible agents that we partnered with, and if we didn't have incredible repeat offender clients who continue to come back because they're thrilled with the service, then we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't be able to be girl bosses. But we treat our clients with white glove service, so they continuously want to come back. We've closed people who, may have closed and now they think that rates are a little bit lower, so they reach back out to us. How do we move forward with a refinance? Or I've only been in this house for 6 months, but we really think we want to move, or we want to buy an investment property. Just having those clients come back and having the agents continue to refer the business is 100% what I'm grateful for.
Absolutely, and it's evidence. I have a lot of boards behind you, can't see it, but one of my thing of evidence is every time I get a referral is evidence for me that I've done a good job.
Absolutely.
Exactly for Blakely Seay.
And it can be, in this industry, it can be, I don't even know the right word to use, draining, but it can, I mean, it weighs down on you constantly dealing with multiple different clients. None of them are the same. It is tough. Our brain is constantly
Multitasking.
I wake up at 2:00 in the morning worrying about somebody's interest rate or verifying that we got them in the best program with the least amount down for their scenario. So again, we never turn it off.
Never.
And it's crazy to say, but I'm grateful for that we have the business and the means to continue to do business and provide for our people.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Service, servant's heart. So great. What
about you? We
how
gotta
you-
hear you.
Oh, what am I grateful for? Oh Lord, we're not going there. It'll make me cry.
Nope, let's hear it.
I am grateful for truly, in the past year, the family that I have gained through KW. My KW family has meant everything to me. Absolutely.
It's a great one.
Absolutely.
We have great leaders
Mm-hmm.
and great staff and wonderful agents at Keller, which is also the office that I sit in, which is how we met Joannie. But yeah, the office, that's a good one.
Absolutely. Just
Great partners.
instant family, like a place to belong and be 100% who you are. If you're walking in happy, walking in sad, doesn't matter. Complete, authentic acceptance, and that's really important. So, how do you keep it real? How do you keep it real, girl?
I feel like I keep it real every day, honestly. I mean, I don't put on a fake.
There's nothing fake about this one.
I'm not, I mean, I'm very honest with my
Yes.
clients. If I don't think that right now is the time for them to buy, for instance, I'm working with a client right now who the cash to close is very tough for her. I mean, she's barely getting or able to get what she needs. She's having to submit, down payment assistance offers. None of them are getting accepted. So she finally asked me, Blakely, should I just wait? Should I just wait and save more money so then I'm in a better spot when I buy in a year?
Yeah.
I'm real with people. I said, if it were me, or if you were my sister or my mother or my aunt or uncle, who I treat my clients like family, I would wait. Right now, you may not get what you're actually wanting because you're just settling for whatever offer you can happen to get accepted because you're in the position that you're in.
Yeah.
So I am real with my agents and I am real with my clients. I don't sugarcoat it. There are plenty of lenders out there who we see who will provide a client a loan estimate.
And they burn and churn them.
Well, yeah, and they will quote them an interest rate that I know is not doable. And I tell the client, again, because I'm real, send me a copy of that loan estimate. And I'm honest, if I can't beat it, I'll tell you. But if I can, let's see what we can do. I would say 9 times out of 10, some of the competitors out there are charging clients with discount points. And these clients don't even know it. They're throwing it in there in their fees, and it can be anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 that they're charging these people for rates. I do not do that. I keep
Not
it
cool.
real. I tell clients, if you're not happy with the 2.8 or if you're not happy with the 3% and you would like to buy it down, let's go over those options. But again, keeping it real, that's how they trust you. As soon as I point out that ABC Mortgage is charging them $6,000 for the interest rate, and that's why there's such a difference in the closing costs, they trust us then because we've pointed that information out to them that another lender was trying to slide in without them noticing it. So, and that again is how we get such repeat business, is by keeping it real.
Absolutely. And I'll do the same thing. I will tell people now's not the right time. You should not sell now. I know that it feels like you should. Let's look at refinancing. Let's look at possibly taking out a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Let's look at doing something out. Let's look at maybe buying your mortgage out and a subject to. There's so many products that the average bear doesn't really know about, but we do because we're geeks. We totally got you. Okay, we got GRI. How do you take care of yourself? So the I. How do you balance yourself?
I don't. I mean, I can be real with you people because I'm real. I can speak for Joannie.
Yeah.
We both could work on balance, honestly.
Really work on
It's
balance.
very hard because we love catering to our clients and constantly being there.
Yes.
Some people take advantage of that, I can admit, and I constantly have my work brain on, and family, friends, I'll be at the Battery at a Braves game and people are like, do you have to do a pre-qual letter right now? I absolutely do, because I take care of my people, my clients and my agents. So I definitely could have a better balance.
And
And
turning off, the off button doesn't always work for us.
it doesn't. No, I can't even. Sometimes the other day I had a horrible headache, absolutely terrible migraine, and I couldn't even force my brain to shut off just to rest for a couple minutes to try to get the headache to go away. Because I feel like I'm going to miss a call from a client, and it's crazy because I've now been in the business a little over 6 years, and I still think that way. Like at this point, I should be able to turn it off. But especially in this market where our people are having to be so competitive, we're submitting offers and then Joanie's calling me, which is great. Can you please call this listing agent? We submitted an offer. We've got an escalation clause. We're doing this and that. But I always want to be available for my people. So turning it off is tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
For our mental health, we both need to work on.
We need
how
to
to do that better.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, it's
It is.
servicing your people, and especially in our industry at night and on the weekends is typically when we're the busiest.
Exactly.
So when I get home from work after I've worked a full day, I still have clients that I'm having to cater to because they're going out looking at houses. They need a pre-approval letter. They need me to, review. They're going to offer $5,000 higher. What is that going to do to the payment? They need me to call the listing agent. So it is hard to balance, especially in this industry, because every client is different. You're working with, a completely different side, listing agents and contract to close people and assistants. So you're getting it from all sides. So I could definitely,
We could both do better.
Yeah,
we could
do
both
better.
do better at turning it off. But like Blakely said, it's hard to turn it off when your heart's in it. Sometimes our heart ends up above our head, and we're not thinking as much as we are feeling. And so that's something we can definitely we can work on.
but for our families, we need to work on that.
We do. For those people who are on the other side of that wall, they really need us to do better. But okay, so we have I and then T. Who do you trust? Who's your circle?
I would say my girl boss group.
I absolutely agree. The ones who get you.
Right, and we don't, me and Joni and a couple of my other agents, and I know Joni has other, people that she works, we don't only talk to each other about business. If I'm having a bad day, I call Joni.
It's
If
all
Joni
in.
needs to vent about something, she'll call
Absolutely.
me. So it's not just, we have a good group of fellow agents that we'll get lunch with.
Absolutely.
Jason, we had a great
Yeah,
breakfast with
we
Jason
did.
this week. So it's important having, obviously we trust our family and our friends and those people outside of the industry, but trusting the people that you work alongside with. I trust my operations team and my branch managers and my assistant and my underwriter. If I didn't trust them, none of my deals would close. But I trust them to get the job done once I've pushed through the file. So trusting those that you're in business with is huge and a huge part of your success if you're wanting to succeed.
Absolutely. And that's the whole key, isn't it? Is like, it's your partners. There's no way in this business, we're not punching clock. There's no way to be successful in servicing your client without partners who are as in it as you are. It's impossible for me to have a loan officer who isn't as dedicated as I am. Like, I need someone to match me. Blakely matches me. I match Blakely. And that's
Well, and
important.
if we didn't trust each other, we wouldn't refer business back and forth.
Exactly.
So if Joni had a horrible experience and the client wasn't happy, then she wouldn't trust me with her business anymore. What I do is a direct reflection of Joni's business, considering she refers her people over.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, we trust each other. We're girlfriends, not just in business, but in life.
In life, man. Couldn't. Really, as far as a tribe, that's my T. My trust is in my tribe. And in the past 18 months, my tribe has changed a little bit. And it's all for the better. And I love it.
And we
I
do have
love
a great
it.
tribe.
You
We
do.
are both, obviously I'm Certainty and she's with Keller, but again, being in the same office, we have an incredible tribe.
Unbelievable.
Wonderful agents, wonderful mega agents, which we've got our mega agent right here. Woo, woo, woo. Wonderful, a team lead, Matt Pitts, who,
Oh, hello. let's just put a big old crown on him and angel wings, whatever you
We
need.
love some
'cause
Matt
he
Pitts.
is-
If you're watching, we love you, Matt. We just have great people that we trust in our tribe, and that's very important as far as business.
Being
So.
successful, absolutely. And part of being successful is being able to do amazing giveaways.
Whoop, whoop.
What do we have?
Where's our
We have a giveaway tonight. We have a gift card. What's our gift card?
We have a gift card to Mac Day Spa for a massage, a hot stone massage on me and Joanie. So Joanie is going to announce
Yes. Let me look. We have a little machine here.
the
that my
giveaway
amazing
winner.
marketing person, Julie Machado,
Whoop whoop.
has done for me.
So if you have liked Joanie's Facebook page, you were entered into the drawing.
Yes.
So I think we looked before this. How many likes did it say?
107, and then we had another one of 600 and something. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I am technology challenged.
We were trying to figure it all out before we got on here. But if you have liked Joanie's page or the post or whatever, you are entered into the drawing for the gift card. And we will get it to you however it's easiest. Swing it by your house, mail it, whatever.
Lindsay Meha.
Whoop whoop!
You get it, Lindsay.
Lindsay is the winner.
And Lindsay is in my neighborhood and right around the corner. So Lindsay, I'm gonna be knocking on your door in about 20 minutes.
There you go.
Lindsay, you get a massage.
Woohoo! You get a hot stone
Oh
massage
my gosh, Lindsay.
off of Dallas Highway in West Cobb. So me and Joanie just wanted to do a fun little giveaway.
Yeah.
So way to go, Lindsay. Congratulations.
Okay, this was super fun.
I'm
And
jealous. Let's go get a massage.
I was gonna say I'm thinking we need a trip. Can we just go to I was thinking about Grove Park Inn. Wasn't Jason just talking about it?
Yes.
Jason just took his sweet wife for their anniversary to Grove Park, and I'm like, you are amazing, and I think that we need to go
Yeah, I looked it up.
because you haven't been. You looked it up for you. Can we just show the somebody's
We
engaged?
just got engaged.
Somebody's engaged. She's engaged.
But we're not planning a wedding yet because we got business to do.
We got business to do. That's another video. Okay, this was really fun.
It was
We
fun.
always have fun doing this.
And we're going to put, Joanie's information is
Yes.
everywhere, but we're going to repost. And we'll post my cell phone, which is what I would prefer everyone to have too. So if you have additional questions or you just want to chit chat about financing, about selling, buying, investing, we're here to help.
And truly, if you think about it, I mean, I can remember, I had 4 kids, and I can remember my OB saying, if you're thinking about it, I want to know about it. That's the truth. If it has to do with real estate and you're thinking about it, we want to know about it. We want to be able to help you because we truly are your practitioners in this field. You are not expected to know everything about it. There's too much to know. It's literally our job to make sure that you're informed.
And we're here to coach you and just lead you in the right direction. Not to push you to do anything, but if you're kind of on the fence, we're here to talk to you about it. Market trends, interest rates, payments, CMAs, all
Absolutely.
kinds of stuff to make sure that you are making the most
And we're
financial decision that
relational.
makes sense.
We're
Yeah.
fun. You want to go to lunch with us.
We become your Facebook friends. We take you to lunch,
Get our nails done.
drink wine together. Yeah,
It's all those
the whole
things.
thing.
All of them. All right, guys, this was super fun. I'm Joannie Bates with Keller Williams.
And I'm Blakely Seay. Oh, go ahead.
Well, 779-363-2752.
And Blakely Seay with Certainty Home Loans, 404-783-9304.
Love you. Be
Bye,
well.
guys.
Let's see how I do this technology thing. You can tell I'm in a whole different zone right now. I'm working on it. All right.
It's that mouse is
I
tricky.
know the mouse is tricky. Nicholas, I need your help on this one, buddy.
We're still here.
We're still here. We're all right. We're going over here. Oh, there it is. Bye, y'all.